Buckle up, baby, for some turbocharged personal development.
This is by far my most favorite program ever. And believe me, I've had so many programs.
It's a holding your hand all the way through, teaching, using his experience, which is amazing. I've never had case studies done that well in my other courses. That I feel that it's a real learning experience. And he wants us to up level. That's one of his things. And yeah, up leveling right from the beginning. And from the first 5 minutes. But it's really great because I'm feeling that difference in working with other people, in how I am as I am working with those people, and to make it more easy.
And I could see the result. I could see the effect of that in my work with clients immediately, and it just gets better as we go further through the program.
I've learned how much of an agenda I did have when I thought I was pretty agendaless. So the agendalessness of becoming a practitioner opens up a vastness in my own practice that I just didn't realise was available to me.
It's the first time when somebody takes my hand and takes me by my hand and takes me through real intricacies and nuances of what it is to be a practitioner, to be a therapist.
Even though it's online, and I've been on other online things and you're drained at the end in front of a computer, this is the one where I don't feel drained. Because we laugh so much, it's so much fun, and the way it's taught, I don't feel drained at the end of 8 hours on a computer, even though that's a lot of time.
It's deep and powerful and profound. The promise that Joel's making about how agendalessness will improve your effectiveness as a facilitator and as a therapist, that is not an empty promise.
Hi everyone, just wanted to sing the praise to NPA Mastery Club because this is by far my most favorite program ever. And believe me, I've had so many programs. So I love the delivery of the course. I love how much fun it is. Believe me, sitting in front of Zoom for 8 hours is not my idea of fun, but I wouldn't miss a minute of that time because I had an amazing time. The way Joel delivers the course is really easy to absorb, easy to digest. We practice a lot, we process a lot. And so I can't get enough of it. I love NPA. It's something that I have done for many years, but we are discovering such depths of the tool that I did not anticipate that I would be exploring it at such deep level. I feel like what Joel is doing is to teach me how to be a therapist. I don't think anybody teaches you to be a therapist as such. You just learn a tool and then you start practicing and hopefully you get better at it. And that's what I've been doing over the years. And it's the first time when somebody takes my hand and takes me by my hand and takes me through real intricacies and nuances of what it is to be a practitioner, to be a therapist. So I'm not just learning the tool, but I'm actually getting better and better as a healer, and it impacts all other areas of my life as well. So I noticed that I'm bringing this non-personal energy, this awareness of something bigger than my ego into my interactions, both as in my healing practice, but also in my day-to-day life.
All right, NPA Mastery. Buckle up, baby, for some turbocharged personal development. That's the first thing. Yes, this is practitioner training, and there's a lot of personal processing going on as well, and it's deep and powerful and profound. The agendalessness that Joel is teaching us is, for a die-hard control freak, is confronting and liberating at the same time. I absolutely love it. And I could see the result. I could see the effect of that in my work with clients immediately, and it just gets better as we go further through the program. So the promise that Joel's making about how agenderlessness will improve your effectiveness as a facilitator and as a therapist, that is not an empty promise. And it is super fun. I have never laughed this much in any kind of super spiritual workshop or program or course. And we even get music. It's fabulous. It's so good that I stay up half the night because everybody else is in the UK and I'm in Australia. And so 2 days a month I am up until 2 a.m, which sounds insane and kind of feels like it sometimes I'm getting to 1:30 a.m, but it's totally worth it. I would not miss it for the world. For me, this is absolutely the perfect training at the perfect time. And it's, I've been working as a facilitator with other modalities for a number of years, and this is the next level shit. Joel's a very experienced, very accomplished, and very talented, I'm going to say gifted facilitator himself. And he's a good teacher. And all of that combines to an experience where I feel really safe and really held. And as I'm ploughing through some of the deepest, darkest emotional wounding that I've ever touched in my life. And as I'm doing that, learning how that translates into work that I facilitate with and for other people. So it's a pretty powerful learning and teaching and healing container that Joel has created for us. And you may wish to get on it.
I'm just totally loving this course. It's just fantastic. It's taking my words away because I'm really experienced in NPA because I started it in 2009, only a couple of years after Joel started teaching it. I've done his weekends 3 times, the day and the weekend. I've done an advancing, I've done lots of NPA. So I was like, how's he gonna teach the first block is like basics, foundations of NPA, and I'm like, wow, I've got that. But no, when he taught it, it didn't feel like I was repeating stuff in a boring way that I'd done before. It was like a totally new way of teaching it to us as practitioners that I learned lots. And it's completely experiential the whole way through, with what he calls crucibles, where we're practicing with each other. And that is something that's really, that and the case studies is something I've not seen in lots of other courses, where you're right in the fire, but you have the support of the other people and Joel to say, well, this was good, this was really great because, and this can be improved because, and this is why we do this, like right in the moment. And the case study is the same because we submit them and he looks over them, so all the way through. So it's not just at the end, right, you're going to prove you've got the knowledge now. It's a holding your hand all the way through, teaching, using his experience, which is amazing. I've never had case studies done that well in my other courses. That I feel that it's a real learning experience, and he wants us to up level. That's one of his things, and yeah, up leveling right from the beginning and from the first 5 minutes. But it's really great because I'm feeling that difference in working with other people, in how I am as I am working with those people, and to make it more easy. Because you're working with people at a deep level, so big stuff can come up, and yet it's feeling easier on me and on them for the stuff to come up. And I feel like it's a tool for this time. Like, so much change so fast and so much crazy things going on in the world, and this is a tool that can process fast. It's like we can keep up with these times, but it's so gentle and kind on yourself. Like, it's And so I'm really loving it. And you know, it's online, so it's accessible all over the world. So like, we have Australia and England represented, like literally all over the world. And yet, even though it's online, and I've been on other online things, and you're drained at the end in front of a computer, this is the one where I don't feel drained. Like, because we laugh so much, it's so much fun, and the way it's taught, I don't feel drained at the end of 8 hours on a computer, even though that's a lot of time. There's things in it that are different from other courses, like you're learning tools. The whole philosophy of non-personal awareness with the agendalessness is something I've not really come across anywhere else, and it makes so much sense of the world and is so helpful for people when they're receiving like your client sessions. And to really up-level practitioners to support us through these times, I think it's just the perfect timing course. And for me personally, because we're our own guinea pigs as we learn the tools, everything I've got going on in my life can be used, and it's great. I'm really enjoying it, and it just feels, I've wanted to up-level, and I feel really safe with Joel, that no matter what I bring, he isn't going to freak out or not know how to handle it. And he's not, how to explain that? Like, he doesn't move whatever you bring. It's just open, love, agendalessness, and then you can work through it. And there's something in that safety and that holding that lets the stuff come up, lets it be processed. And he's sharing his knowledge of 25 years plus of his talent with us. And there's creating this community of NPA practitioners. And it still surprises me how few people have heard of non-personal awareness when it's such an amazing tool that can be slotted into any other practice that you do. If you, for example, are a massage therapist or another practitioner, a completely different thing, you can use this with it. And it's like, wow, it's cool. So I'm so happy that I went on the course, because it's just the best. It's brilliant. It is wonderful. I don't know how to communicate it to people who are thinking, should I go on this or not? Oh, it's a lot of money. Oh, it's a big win. Or what is this thing that's only 6 lines that's just like, I can just learn that off the free sheet? Or I could do just some of the basic training on the advanced. I've got it all. And I'm like, no, I don't know how to explain to you, but this goes beyond all of that, and the frames. So beyond all of that, like to a level that I'm struggling to put into words, but really like the confidence to be with someone and you don't know what that client has got and is going to bring, and that you're just going to be there and support that person. And then right now we're learning frames, which is an amazingly cool way of eliciting what's really going on so that we can help. And they're pretty cool. The frames are fun.
When I was first offered the opportunity to come onto the NPA Mastery training, I jumped at it. My body, my intuition, my everything said, yes, go for it. This is just what you want to do. I've known Joel for many years, and I've been using NPA for probably 7 years as a practitioner, and I've done the basic, not as a practitioner, as a client, but I've done the basic training with Joel personally. I just knew that there was going to be so much more with Joel as the teacher than just learning NPA, non-personal awareness. I've learned how much of an agenda I did have when I thought I was pretty agendaless. So the agendalessness of becoming a practitioner opens up a vastness in my own practice that I just didn't realise was available to me without an agenda. Or even where the agenda was. So learning from a very new place that in my awareness I thought I was at is quite incredible. It's like going right back to school again, right back to basics, right back to square one, and we have so much fun. Everybody who's going to come and get involved in this in NPA is going to be wanting to be open and learn and grow anyway. That's going to be the nature of it. We have had so much fun so far. I still look forward to the rest of the course. Not for 1 minute have I doubted my place on the course or my intention for coming to join in with it all. My own personal growth within the training has been beyond my expectation. We get to practice a huge amount. Every weekend has been a massive amount of practice. This is a very hands-on, jump in the fire and burn with whatever it is that's arising for ourselves, and it's held beautifully in a space of no judgment, no agenda, and it's just kind, gentle, and so easy and effortless to just make those changes and step up as the practitioner I know I choose to be. I'm a herbal practitioner, and so often in people's own healing there's blocks and issues that arise that can be so simply just dispersed and dispelled. Opening up someone's ability to be able to heal themselves and take on their own control of their own lives and their own health and well-being, that this is such an incredible tool to walk alongside any other modality of healing in a professional environment. My game is being stepped up. I'm going to have to step up to be the person I know I really want to be and the practitioner I want to be for my clients. And I know that it will create an effortless moving through whatever it is that blocks someone's pathway to their own healing. Come and do the course. It's an amazing adventure, and you are going to have a wonderful time and grow so much in your doing so. It's probably one of the best gifts you could give yourself.
People always say, well, is it worth it? You know, the money thing, is it worth it? And I remember somebody actually asked me that, and then, you know, they had doubts over the money, or they had doubts over the time, and I just was like, really interesting, because they asked me, well, is it worth it? I was like, yes. That was it, really. Like, I just knew I had to go on it. I didn't even read the sales page. I signed up before there was one.
I signed to this course before the sales page was even ready, and it exceeded all and any expectations I might have had about the course. So we paved the way for you. It's worth every penny and so much more. It's absolutely life-changing. So if it calls you, jump on board.
Joel has a pretty extraordinary ability, well developed over a long time, to track energy. He calls it the animation. And I was wondering how he could possibly teach that to us in a short period of time. And I still don't really understand how he's done it, but he bloody well has. It's extraordinary. My capacity to track what's going on for and with my clients, and to notice where there's stored, stuck bodies of energy that we can point to and allow to move. My ability to do that has increased exponentially in 2.5 months. Amazing.
I think one way to put it is, for me, is that my energy radar has been tuned up, and I'm able to pick up on those micro muscle movements, that micro change in energy, that the shifts in people that I didn't realise were even there, or that I was even aware of. It's up-leveled my awareness and radar to pick up on those energies that my clients are given off.
One of the skills that Joel's got that he's teaching us, that I notice, is the ability to feedback and reflect to a client without triggering them, angering them, getting the defences up when it's something that's really stuck or core. There's a real skill in being able to communicate that and he's got that, and teaching that, and it's really experiencing it as well, that it's so gentle when I have a certain level of sensitivity, experiencing that, and yet it's not backing away from getting that point across with difficult truths that need to be heard. It's so skills like that you know when you've got a good practitioner, you know. even if you can't say why. And that's what we're getting on this course, the modelling of it. And he walks his talk. I've witnessed that many times in live sessions where if someone points out something, because he's human, right, that he will just NPA it there and then, or he will take on board anything that is handed to him. So he walks talk with a humility and confidence that I think is quite rare in a teacher position where you're in a place of authority. And it's refreshing and, like I'm going to say again, fun, because he makes it fun. So you're learning with laughter, which really does something quite more profound. Like, you know, it's great fun. We all like to have fun, but it's helping it go in, I think, on a deeper level. And it's quite a strong teaching for me in that you can look at this core stuff that you could be like, oh my God, this trauma I've had, or this, and then we're laughing, but it's not disrespectful. It's amazing. So yeah, I totally highly recommend the course to anyone who's a practitioner of any type of modality that wants to improve and up level. If you're feeling that call, act on it. At the very least, have an exploratory chat with Joel, because as we've said, there's no agenda in Joel. He will help you get clear if you're not the right fit. He'll tell you. So booking an exploratory chat is a really good way of getting clear and getting a feel for it.
Our education in the language skills and the uses of patterns of language and how to execute that is actually second to none. This is the best training I've had, having even worked with Richard Bandler and Paul McKenna and Masters of Language. It's a very, very good reminder of how language impacts on somebody's energy and how we can use it constructively to help our clients move through stuff without triggering them and pressing their buttons.
Yeah, I think there's one thing I'd say as well is that if you are feeling intimidated about the experience that we've got when we've come to this, or if you're wondering, well, I don't have much experience in any kind of talking therapy, perhaps you come from like a massage background or something that's not talking, this is a really complete course. Although we're ostensibly learning practicing NPA, it's really complete course on the whole of being a practitioner in that way. So it'll give you everything you need in that way. I was about, you actually made me laugh when you said something about the use of language. I was like, did you mean the bit where we all swear? Like, anyone who doesn't like swearing, better not apply.
Yeah, don't apply.
You know, in the marketing where you have those list of objections. If you
either that you've got any issues with swearing, apply, because you won't have any by the time you've finished.
Yeah.
Learn
if you think you're going to be sitting here meditating Zen in a spiritual kind of bypassing, you're going to be all spiritual at the end. No, get real. It's more like a night down the pub, but it is the spiritual thing as well.
You'll be a better version of yourself by the end of it.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Oh, lovely.